we again have the discussion if Unite is dying, and Jake put out a video saying once again Pokemon is dying, and I'm just gonna watch it, react to it, and give my own opinions. We will watch it sped up as well, so it's on 1.25 speed, so don't be confused by it. I hope that's totally fine. Want to give a bit of my own opinions as well, and see what happens.
Unite is dying. And that's right, I say once again, because I think that's going to be...
And yeah, once again, because Unite has died 4 or 5 times by now. So that's true. Unite literally has died 4 or 5 times.
Very, very interesting here in this video. Jake, your resident content cowboy here. Yeehaw. Let's talk about Pokemon Unite and the fact that it is not dying. There are a lot of interesting conversations around Unite. Without question, I've been very critical about Unite and its balance, and I think a lot of people have been critical around the monetization in the game surrounding Mewtwo. All of that very, very fair. It's no indication that Unite's dying. If anything, it's actually an indication that they're probably doing better than they have previously by a very unfortunate balance system that has made the game very frustrating. I also see talk all the time that the reason the game hasn't been balanced and updated is because they're focused on the Chinese beta. It's the only thing they're doing. They're working on the Chinese beta. And
okay, to be fair, I made a tweet about this as well, but I kind of meme about it. I'm just memeing about them putting all their resources into the Chinese version, because I don't know what they're doing, like what they are actually developing for the West. But honestly, I mean, it's obviously more of a meme saying that they, you know, put all the resources in the Chinese version. But it's just so bizarre, right, that they do nothing for us right now.
Pokemon is a Japanese company. The game is out in Japan and essentially worldwide, except in one major market, China, which no question, they absolutely do want that to succeed. But the idea that they don't have a team in place to work on this game that they really want to release in China. So what they're doing is they're getting rid of all their other team where the game is already out worldwide so that they, guys, this isn't how things work in general. Like, you don't do anything like this. I know this is like, it's for sure not a thing, right? They're not only focusing on the Chinese version, for sure not, right? But like, I think it's just funny that we get to this like thinking just because nothing is happening. Like the game has been not balanced for so long now again, just leaving a, like no other MOBA I've ever seen a character over the course of 3 months have a 65% win rate, right? Like Mewtwo, of course, it's currently, Blissey's actually currently the highest win rate Pokemon, but if you look at Mewtwo Y itself and look at what Mewtwo's win rate is against non-Mewtwo Y teams, it's at 63 to 67% since forever. Mewtwo X was the same. It's an over 63% win rate Pokemon for 3 months now. Then you have to like just questioning, like, is there anyone working on this game, right? Are they just only making new Pokemon? Like, what is happening? What is the balance team doing? Like, it's just very confusing, right? And that's like the thing where all the confusion comes from. They're not sacrificing their game that is already out worldwide and in their biggest markets that they are in. The US, Japan, EU, it's India, it's all over the world already. And they are not going to throw away their entire game so that they can maybe get a beta going inside of China. Now, it's clear they have a lot of people working on the beta, but it's unclear.
But the Chinese market makes a lot of money.
Anything to do with taking resources away from the game that we are all playing. What's actually happening is it's October in Pokemon Unite. Let's get into it. It's funny because last October, just 1 year ago, a very handsome YouTuber made this video. It's funny because I was hearing the talk once again of Pokemon Unite dying. Is the game dead? It's a dead game, etc., etc. And I thought, man, this all happened before. Not only did it all happen before, it felt like the same. Pro players didn't have a professional season to look forward to yet, so a lot of pro players were dropping. We saw videos and posts from pro players last year, and now we're seeing videos and posts from pro players this year with the same sentiment, especially in the West, because we don't have tournaments coming up until whenever they would start UCS, which is at the start of next year. So you've got this weird lull. And then after Worlds last year, you also started to get this weird lull after the anniversary and all of that, and the meta was very unbalanced. The meta happened to be Mew, Mime, Glaceon. And
yeah, but this is just what's so confusing to me, right? Like the anniversary of both years, like so many players come back to the game, right? It just doesn't make any sense in the development. Like they get so many players play the game again, just like last year. This year as well, like the month I had during Mewtwo release was actually the best I had on Twitch and YouTube in a long time. Same for last year. Last year my YouTube was insane during this duration. But then they just do nothing for like 2 months and everyone just leaves the game again. It just makes no sense that they don't try to keep people engaged into the game. They just make the anniversary, everyone comes back, everyone plays, and then the game is just insanely unbalanced. They make no changes to it, and everyone quits again. I mean, keep having this cycle for like no reason. I just don't get it.
Right now is Mewtwo, Blissey, Inteleon, stuff like that. Yeah. We are once again.
It just makes no sense.
Once again, it is after Worlds, after the anniversary. Once again, it is in October, and at this point, I don't think I mean, I think people are just not recognizing. This is unfortunate. This is October Pokemon Unite. And October Pokemon Unite doesn't really make anybody happy. If I were to
really
guess
doesn't. But it just makes no sense.
Pokemon Unite, and this is just pure speculation. They have so much going on inside the game, from basically Pokemon Day and the start of UCS, but even into the winter tournaments, you know, in the East. They have so much going on in Pokemon Unite that runs all the way up until the anniversary, till the release of new Pokemon. They have a couple balance patches that are scheduled, and honestly, this is probably the time that they are at their lowest staffed. It's probably the time where people are taking vacations.
Yeah,
it's
maybe,
probably the time where their team is not at full capacity because they have been running nonstop for the entire year. That could be totally wrong. It also could just be simply,
I mean, I think that's a fine theory as well, for sure.
Throughout the championship series, throughout the year, when things are running up to Pokemon Day, they have constant balance, they have constant bug fixes, things need to be tuned in, and then just like last year, we have a super unbalanced meta right after the anniversary into October, and everyone says the game is dead. And the truth is, there's no.
But I agree. Unite is not dying. Like, I've said this multiple times as well. I will never say Unite is dying, because it has like the amount of down phases. I just feel worried about my job like every 2 months though, because every 2 months we just go back to like this down curve. Like, Unite is a permanent roller coaster. Players come back. There's a good patch, terrible patch, terrible patch. Like, it's a wave that keeps going up and down over and over again, where I have amazing months, then a terrible month, a good month, a bad month again. But I already felt like 4 or 5 times in my Unite content creator career, I felt like, okay, now it's just going to go down and down. And then it went up again. And then it went down, down, down. I was like, okay, what is happening now? Is this over? And then it went up again. And then, oh my god, and this happened 3, 4, 5 times now already. So
there's an indication that the game
people will come back as well again.
It's I totally agree with you right there. And there's
just feels frustrating.
People are upset with the game, but it's easier to say that the game is dying than you're not having fun and you're upset with it and you need to do something else for a little while, which I totally understand. There are times that I get pretty dang frustrated with Pokemon Unite. Yep. The metrics people have looked at for the game dying, like player counts dropping after huge anniversary and worlds announcements, that's not really surprising. These are the ebbs and flows that Pokemon Unite has had throughout the history of the game. I don't think the game is ever going to be as popular as it was upon release. But
was it higher than when it went down, when it goes back up? Yes, that's the funny part as well. Like, let's say I have a 70% month, okay? Then it went down to like a 40% month, and suddenly it's like a 90% month again, right? Like, it has went up after going down again more than it has ever been at the highest. Like, I reached new peaks in my content, in my views, after it went down terribly. So yes, people do come back to Unite, and they always come back. It will always happen. People always come back again. They want to play this game because it's great at its base. People always come back. It's really like this. Like, I had so many downtimes, and then I just reach a new peak directly afterwards. Like, we had Zacian this year, right? Zacian completely ruined some month as well, and then suddenly, bam! It's like I had the biggest peak I ever had in Unite this like 2 months ago, right after Zacian. Even though Zacian like made everything like auto quit, right? So
inside of Pokemon Unite is falling off a cliff. All I would say is people are very, very sick of this meta, and the interest in the game is waning due to that. But it's not that people are not excited about Pokemon Unite and won't flock back to the game when the game is fixed, which is kind of exactly what happened last year.
Yeah,
I was talking to Jeff Hoagland about this, who is a Marvel Snap player, and he cast the UCS in Season 1 of Pokemon Unite. He's a very smart guy, and he talked about this idea behind the game dying, and I thought it was really, really smart. So I'm just going to kind of say what Jeff said, because I won't be able to put it in these words as well, but I thought it was very, very smart. Jeff's theory about lifestyle games, and I'm going to sort of butcher his thought process, but his theory about lifestyle games is that they hook you in, and they're habitual. They want you to play every single day. They want you to complete all the quests, and they're pretty addictive. And when you're not having fun and when you're frustrated, you decide that instead of you not having fun and you being frustrated, it's actually not something in your control, it's something out of your control. It's that the game is dying. You're so invested that it's really difficult for you to walk away from this. You put time in, you put money in. So instead of you just saying that you need to walk away, it's easier to frame it that something else is failing and it's forcing you to stop playing. Jeff was saying that basically every game he's played like this has a floating community sentiment that after the hype of something happens, there is the cooling off period, and in that cooling off period, people are convinced that the game is dying or it's dead or the devs don't care, etc., etc., etc. And there are lots of things to complain about. There are definitely things that you could want to change inside of Pokemon Unite. There's no indication that because we haven't had a balance patch since the last regular time we've had a balance patch, that anything is going on with Pokemon Unite. You may want to think that, but there's really no clear indication that's happening. If anything, Pokemon Unite and the Pokemon Unite Championship Series, outside of its first initial pop of a release, hasn't been more popular in a while. I would
it's
assume
true.
when a reasonable balance patch drops.
I say it again. What was it? August of this year? Or was it August? August, September were the 2 best months I had in Unite in a long time when it comes to like viewership and stuff. Like I reached new peaks in my content. Like Blaziken, it's just so weird how they like make Blaziken a flop as well though now. Like it's so weird how they don't like ride this wave. But yeah, I mean,
unfortunately, I hope it's happening tomorrow, tonight for this game. It could be, or with Mimikyu's release. But as soon as we have a reasonable balance patch that brings the game back into a reasonable state, I think people are going to be excited.
I fully agree.
Once again,
yeah,
I don't think there's
sure.
going to be any talk about the game dying when UCS rolls right back around and Pokemon Day comes here, and we have.
That's the funny part. Like, it's not going to be another Pokemon Unite is dying, but in 2 months we're also going to talk about again how Pokemon Unite is dying. It's always every 3 or 4 months, 2, 3, 4 months we talk about Unite dying. So,
Pokemon from Gen
but like it's not dying. It's for sure not dying.
It'll
it's
once
just
again be this huge moment for
yeah.
Unite.
I mean,
it feels like the game rides these waves, and it doesn't even feel like it. From a content creator, I can see that the game rides.
I think it's just annoying to be a content creator for Unite as well. Like it's just annoying being a content creator because for me taking a break is very difficult. Because if I take a break, my livelihood is completely gone for that, right? I don't have a paid vacation or anything, right? So for me as a content creator, but I do think Unite is not designed for you to play it every single day over and over again. Like log in, maybe do your dailies or something. But even then, I don't think Unite is a game that's designed, or they want you to play it every single day for hours, right? They don't. So like I'm just the wrong like target audience. Like they want people to play it here and there, have fun, but they don't want like I think the problem is that it's still just a casual game, right? And if you play the 6-7 hours a day, it will get boring, and it's not designed for that. It's not designed for everyday playing, which as a content creator is obviously not great because but I decided to play this game. But I think that's like the biggest issue that, we kind of think about is it's not designed to play every single day. It is not, which is sad. I wish it would be, but
1 year ago, almost to the day, people were having the exact same conversation about Pokemon Unite. It was history repeating itself. Now, maybe people will leave the game. I'm not saying that they won't. Maybe
there are always people leaving the game, but this, always coming back as well.
Really find the game that challenging or interesting, especially after their Pokemon is nerfed. Maybe they'll find that, oh, they actually don't like this style of game. They thought it was just kind of a hack and slash where you walk around and whole day. All of that is totally possible. But I'm just here to tell you, there's no proof that Unite is dying. When you see the numbers, they're not insanely different from exactly what happened last year after the hype of the World Championships and the anniversary died off, and then they spike once again when new exciting things come to the game. It's without question simpler to say that the game is dying, but the truth is always.
No, I mean I agree with most of this video. I for sure agree with this. Like Unite is not dying. We just don't know. I wish just we would know what the internal issues are with Timmy. Like what is the problem? Is it maybe even Nintendo who's holding them back? Are they actually on vacation? If we would know these kind of things. The problem is that we have zero dev communication. I think that what annoys me the most, that the devs do not communicate with us. Not even a single bit, right? That is just frustrating, that we get zero communication. We don't know what's going on. If they say, yeah, we have this like roadmap scheduled for when things happen, and they're like, okay, in October, nothing will happen, and afterwards we're going to pick it up again, it's fine. But we don't know anything. That's just the frustrating part, that we have no idea what is happening in the next few months. What we just know, like the 2 Pokemon that are being released, and that's it. Or like at least give us like a schedule of like when are they planning a balance patch, right? Then we can kind of do stuff around it. Like a balance patch is planned there. We have one for this month, 100% planned, guys. It's happening. But like we just need more communication. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm gonna link Jake's video as well below. Give his video also a like. And I will see you guys in the next video. And let me know in the comments what you think about this topic as well.